My name is Mark Granito, and I'm going to tell you all about Flipcasts in your classroom. How often do you lecture or provide direct instruction? 2 times a week? 3? 4? Any chance you get? No matter how many times it is, I'm looking to put direct instruction in the hands of your students so you can have time for higher order thinking during your class time. So I invented a word. I figured if others get to make up words, then so can I. It's called Flipcast. You see, I took the concept of flipping a classroom and creating my own screencast, and I made it easier to say. Flipcast. Simple, right? Less words. A flipped classroom is where the traditional direct instruction takes place at home. It has also been referred to as peer instruction or an inverted classroom. Much research says yes, this works. Eric Mazur and Catherine Crouch have published results suggesting that the peer instruction method results in significant learning gains when compared to traditional instruction. In another study, researchers came to the conclusion that at the end of an experimental flipped week, students' test scores were significantly higher than the control group. So why did I start flipping lessons? Easy. I was doing too much talking. I found myself explaining and over-explaining concepts. There wasn't enough time for student engagement. I wanted to get my students interacting and engaging more than they were currently. If I put the students in control of this direct instruction at home, then they'd have more time in class for engagement. How has it helped? Don't take my word for it. Phoebe says she prefers videos over a textbook. Drew says she is more of a visual learner, so the videos help. Lydia says it makes everything easier to understand while in class. And Chloe says the videos teach her new things that she might need to know later. And she also said the narrator is great. Kudos to me. Bloom's taxonomy. Does that sound familiar? How about this? Look familiar? Nowadays, you can go on Pinterest and find various graphic representations of the same idea. I like this one. The idea is that the higher you go in the pyramid, or in this case, the light bulb, the higher the thinking skills. Teachers tend to want their students to be in the higher thinking zone. If you flip your class, you're sending your kids home to work on those lower order thinking skills all on their own. I know. You want to try the flipped classroom. Well, keep on watching. I'm about to show you how. Think about how many PowerPoint or Smart Notebook presentations you have. Is it anything like me? With these Flipcasts, you record your presentation once and then upload it to YouTube for your students to enjoy for as long as you want them to. Here we go. Step 1. Develop a presentation. This could be a presentation that you already have or a completely new one. You can use PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi, or any other preferred method of presenting information. Step 2. Find a screencasting program. There are quite a few out there. Because you're probably a teacher listening to this right now, funds are tight. 2 free options are Screencast-O-Matic and Screencastify. Both are good options for screencasting. Step 3. Find a good microphone. This isn't necessary, but it will only make the sound of your voice sound smoother, like a golden voice of radio. Step 4. Start your presentation and start your screencasting software. It's as easy as that. Step 5. Record your audio as your presentation plays. Put on your best radio voice and give it your all. Do yourself a favor and have a script. This will save you time and prevent multiple takes as you record. Let's quickly talk about the length of your videos. I wouldn't go too long. I would keep it under 10 minutes. Any longer and your students may lose interest. And some sites have a limit to the length of the videos that you're allowed to upload. Step 6. When you're finished, stop both the presentation and screencasting software. Most software will allow you to save the video file. Go ahead and save that video file. You're going to do something with it in a few minutes. Step 7. Import that saved video file into a movie making software and produce a masterpiece. Some of the more popular movie making software is iMovie and Movie Maker. With the software you can add intros, transitions, and closing credits. Your video will look more professional after you're finished working with it in this type of software. Step 8. Upload your completed video file to YouTube or other comparable video site. YouTube makes it pretty easy for you to upload. Just fill out a few things and voila, you're on YouTube. And that's it. You've just made a Flipcast. Pat yourself on the back. Now it's time to share that Flipcast with your students. I know what you're thinking. Mark, this is a great idea, and you made a wonderful presentation with well thought out information and pictures. And you're hilarious and handsome. But if I make and assign these videos, how will I know if my students watch them? Well, that's a good question. You must hold your students accountable for watching these videos. Some methods that have worked for me are creating a Google form for my students to complete as they watch my Flipcasts. I've also had my students follow along with a notes sheet as they watch the Flipcasts. Find something that works for your students. Okay, now what? You have all this information. What are you supposed to do with it? You remember that ice bucket challenge? Well, I've got my own challenge, the Flipcast challenge. Here's how it works. Design one flip lesson by winter break. Just one. Easy. Have fun.